Hey guys, it's Chris of All Trades here with a quick update video on some stuff that I ordered from Amazon. This just came in and I'm super excited to try it out. This is the beginning of a project where I'm sort of going to be trying to make a hiking belt platform to carry all my gear on my waist because it really gets tiring to carry on a backpack with everything in it. So I'd like to have everything on my waist for shorter hikes or for hikes that just kind of take one day and we're not really bushwhacking too much. For longer camping trips or for more extreme hikes, we'll probably need a backpack. But for quick stuff, I just want to be able to have a few packs on my belt, and that's that. So we're going to put this stuff aside for just a second and focus on the belt for now. This is the Mission Elite Heavy Duty Tactical 2-layer webbing belt. This was about $17 on Amazon. And it was marketed as a very tough, very durable, very stiff belt, and I might have gone and shot myself in the foot with this one because this is a 1.5-inch belt. While I think that the Alice clips for military stuff really is designed for a 2-inch pistol belt, but regardless of that, this will fit through my belt loops a lot easier and is really more designed for EDC and concealed carry type stuff. So regardless of if it works for my hiking belt, I am going to enjoy using this, I think. It'll be a nice belt. But I'm going to try it with these pouches anyway. So let's move on to the fun stuff. Now these are both military surplus pouches. We have a little military first aid / compass pouch, which was about $5.50 or $6 on Amazon. And just a little bit more expensive was this Canteen. Now the cover for this Canteen is military surplus, previously issued, whereas the Canteen itself is also surplus, but it's never before issued, so it's new. So that's really cool, and these both will be attaching to the belt with Alice clips. This is Alice technology, which is a military load-bearing system. It stands for All-Purpose Lightweight Individual Carrying Equipment, and was introduced in, I believe, the 1980s, and was since replaced with Molly technology, which people who play airsoft or do lots of hiking and backpacking are probably familiar with. But anyways, let's pop these open and see if they fit on the belt all right. So taking a quick look at these are both really cool products. They are the same color and have almost the same US print there, which is cool. I like uniformity in the stuff that I get and the stuff that I wear. And the colors definitely look a lot better in person than they do in the Amazon pictures, and also on this video. It is a lot more of an olive drab color in person. It looks brighter on camera, but take my word for it, it's a really cool sort of dark, dull olive drab. The snap button on this small pouch is extremely difficult to pop. I don't think I can do it with one hand, but that's a good thing because I don't want this popping open on me while I'm hiking around. But let me see if I can. Yeah, see. And it's just your basic sort of small pouch. You could fit some first aid supplies. There's a little drain hole in the bottom in case it gets wet. First aid supplies, compass, a couple snacks, something like that. I will probably be emptying out a first aid kit that I have and maybe moving it, downsizing it to like a Ziploc bag and then putting that in here for first aid supplies, something like that. And then a Canteen. Also cool, the buttons are not as difficult to snap, but they are pretty secure. And you've got your Canteen, which I haven't pulled out yet. Alice clips on the back, and it has a little Velcro pocket here for water purification tablets. Now, the Velcro here is kind of peeling off a little bit, which is a bit of a bummer, but it shouldn't be a big deal. And if it gets bad enough, I can probably fix it. So that is one downside to this, but you know, when you order surplus, that's just what you have to be ready for. Anyway, we'll pop this open and take a look at what we got in here. So we've got our plastic Canteen, and I did see some reviews saying that the smell was awful, and that is just something you have to be sort of used to and ready for when you have a Canteen like this. And I did smell it, and that definitely does smell like some intense plastic, so I need to wash that out real good. And then the inside of the Canteen cover is this nice fur lining, and it's a little beat up inside, but otherwise pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna put this all back together and try and get it on the belt to see what we can do. So as you can see, the Alice clip does clip onto the belt pretty well. There is some empty space on the end here because the belt is 0.5 inches too narrow to fill up the whole clip. I don't know if that'll be an issue. I don't think it will. But the good news is that even with that space there, because this belt is double, like a 2-ply webbing, it's a very, very snug fit in the Alice clip. So it doesn't slide around any, it doesn't wobble up and down much, so that's good. And to show you a little bit about how these clips work, basically you just gotta pop them open. And this is hard to do with one hand, so you'll have to forgive me. But once you pop them open, you can slide the belt in through that space there, and then just kind of pop it shut. And then you can see I'm kind of in progress getting my Canteen on here. And you can see that it really is a snug fit. You can't just jam it in there. You got to work it. And because this belt is so stiff, you can't really rely on it being flexible to help you get it in there. But once you get it in, there you go. You are good. And these clips help the back of your whatever you're carrying to stay rigid so that it's not flopping around or sagging with whatever is inside of it. So we just lower that clip, and whoop, I'm gonna have to put the camera down. There we go. And 2. And that is that. Stays right on the outside of the belt. Now, there are some problems with this belt, which I'm going to stand up and put the belt on to show you, and I'm going to have to come up with some clever fixes to get this thing to work. So right away, you'll see that I got the spacing pretty good on the pouches. I've got my Canteen on my right side and this little pouch on my left. Looks pretty cool, but this is the kind of belt that I'm going to have to kind of fold the excess over. And this is sort of an unforeseen issue with the rig. That's going to go right over the pouch. So I have to figure out a way to make this work. I could just put everything on one side, but I want to balance my belt so that, because when this is full of water, it's going to get heavy. And I don't want it to be sagging down on my side the whole time. You can pretty much forget this going through my belt loops while I'm hiking with this stuff, because it's going to be a huge pain to loop it through all my belt loops and then get the Alice clips in addition to that. So I'm not going to worry about that. But I do need to figure out something to make this pouch work. So I'm going to have to get creative. Now, one idea I do have is to actually clip the pouch onto this part of the belt, so that when I lay that down, it's on the outside, and then somehow get the end to stay put with the end of the belt. I might use some paracord to like tie it down, do something creative. I don't know, but when I figure it out, I will get back to you. So after giving up on that idea and deciding that there's no real way to make this pouch work on this belt, I decided to just use my regular belt for my belt loops and have that attached there. It's easy enough to just put the pouch there after I already have my belt on, because my leather belt is more flexible than this one. And then have my Canteen on this one and wear this outside, and then I'll just kind of tie down the loose end to itself there, and kind of just be like that. And so yeah, kind of weird, and I feel a bit foolish for buying this belt without thinking about these things, but I mean, hey, that's the process of learning, right? So pretty soon I'm going to have to buy a pistol belt with a quick release snap in the front, and it's going to have to be a 2-inch sort of more classic pistol belt. And once I have that, I will be able to actually put these things on together and have it work out all right. So now I'm going to play around with what I can fit in here, because I'm a little bit bummed out. I have this waterproof first aid kit that my wife and I got for Christmas, and I thought that it would fit in this pouch, but it really kind of doesn't. It can sit in it, but then I can't get the flap to go over. So if I wanted to just kind of leave it like that and walk around like that, I could, but I'm probably better off either taking some first aid supplies out of this and just having it put in here individually, or either finding some first aid equipment on my own and building my own little first aid kit, or I can just put some snacks in it or something. I haven't really decided yet, but I'm going to put together some of my most essential hiking equipment, and I'm going to show you my completed quick hike belt loadout. So the funny thing about this first aid kit is that when you pop it open, you see that it's got a Ziploc bag with your bandages and stuff, gauze, medical tape, and then outside that is your sting relief pad, alcohol prep pad, that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking, let's just put these in that bag, and this will probably fit in the pouch pretty well, and we can just hold on to this for another time. Alright, so this is the completed prototype for my hiking belt setup. As a quick sort of rundown of everything I got, I have a whistle just in case, as well as my compass and thermometer right there. And this is also a whistle, but it's a really crappy one, so I probably won't be using that. Moving around here, as you can see, I secured down the... Actually, can you see that? Let me get a close up here. I secured the extra part of the belt here with just some scrap paracord, just tied a quick knot. I'm going to come up with a more permanent solution a little later on. Moving around, I've got the military surplus first aid pouch, and I managed to fit all the first aid supplies from that kit into the bag, and that just fits perfectly like that. Bam. I want to avoid using my pockets as much as possible, but I've got some snacks going on in there. Moving around, I've got my gloves here in case I need to move around some brush or if I'm in a more heavily wooded area. And then I've got this good old insect/snake bite extractor kit, which is optional, not necessary, but I think they're really cool, so I like to have that just in case. Let's swing on around back here. Whoa! Oh, that's some light there. Here we go. Got my bandana. Got my canteen, which I did fill up with water. It's empty now, but I tried it on with water in it, and it does feel pretty comfortable. The advantage to this setup right here is that for the time being, if it gets too uncomfortable on one side, I can just sort of swing the belt around and reposition the canteen so that it's not as uncomfortable. But for right now, right there is good. Something I did realize about this, which some people were commenting on, is that it's a little bit leaky if it's not upright. So while I'm walking, that won't be a problem. But if I'm sitting down or if I'm just moving to and from some spots and I take my belt off, I don't want it to be leaking. So I might get like a rubber O-ring or something to kind of stick down in that cap on the inside so that when you screw it on, it is a little bit more... Screw it. It won't leak, is what I'm trying to say. So, anyway, thanks for watching. For the more experienced hikers out there who are cringing at this absolute nightmare of a setup, again, bear with me, I'm new to all this. I am going to be getting a new belt soon, one that'll definitely work a lot better with all my stuff. And another thing about this whole setup is that the only things left that I want to carry that I won't be able to is bug spray and sunscreen. Now, despite my pale complexion, I'm pretty good with the sun. I don't burn super easily, and when I do, I'm good at dealing with it. So I'll probably just put sunscreen on at the beginning of the trail and then be good. As for bug spray, bugs have never really liked me, so that's also something I'm not super worried about. However, I do want to get something that can fit those. So next on my list, aside from a better belt, is getting some kind of a butt pack, something nice and big that I'll be able to lay those down in, as well as more snacks and stuff like that. Oh, I totally forgot. Sorry guys, I missed one crucial part of the setup. My multi-tool, right there. So just imagine that there with everything else. So, got my multi-tool. I did, as you can see, made a cool new paracord bracelet, so that's neat. And yeah, next on my list is the butt pack and a better belt. And then hopefully we'll get back to you with a more improved system. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe, comment if you have any questions, comments, concerns, and I will see you next time. Later. God dang it!